Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to my very first video. So you might have a lot of questions about me and about this channel, and I'll try to address the most important one using the 5 W's that they taught you in elementary school, but where and when are not important. So who, what and why. Who am I? What is this channel? And why did I create this channel? So, who am I and why should you be listening to me? Well, I'm just a regular college student, so nothing special, but here I want to share with you, the listener, and whoever is watching this video, what I learned, my thoughts and my experiences, so that we can grow together. What is this channel? Well, this is a place to talk together, to learn something, and every time I will try to give you something that could be applied in your everyday life. It might be a thought, an idea, or a piece of information. And why? Why did I create this channel? Well, of the 3 questions, this might be the hardest one and the longest one. The main inspiration for doing this is an Italian speaker and writer, Marco Montemagno, which is in his, I think, latest and only book, said that today, especially, he's in Italian, so what I'm saying is referred to Italy. In Italy today, everyone has a college degree, so when you are applying for a job, it is almost worthless. You need something to prove what you learned, your maturity, and that you have something that goes beyond your curriculum. So you can see this channel as an online video curriculum of what I'm learning in university, but it's not just about me, because as I said, every time I will try to give you something, an idea, something that could be applied in your life. It may be stupid, it might not, who knows? Now that you know a little bit more about me, let's try to answer a few questions about where I study and what I study. On the where, I am a student enrolled in the University of Bologna. The University of Bologna is said to be the oldest university in the Western world, being founded in the year 1088, almost 1,000 years ago. It is one of the most prestigious universities in all of Italy and in all of Europe. And today, the university expanded from the city of Bologna to many campuses spread among the Emilia-Romagna region. My course is this. Not this, but this. And it stands for Diplomatic and International Sciences, which is almost like a political science, but that looks abroad instead of your own country. So, why did I choose this degree? The first reason why is because I studied 1 year in the US, near Salt Lake City, Utah, and that gave me an international starting point, and after that I wanted to work abroad. Then, what I also like about this course is that we don't study just one subject. For example, if you study law, you study just law. Mathematics, you study mathematics. But here, we study law, statistics, history, sociology. It has different disciplines that it takes from, and I like all of them. So that's another thing that made me choose this exact degree. The degree is structured in a 3 years plus 2, so 3 years of regular course and then a master's degree, which is not compulsory, but if you want to be an ambassador or work in embassies abroad for Italy, the 3 years plus 2 give you all the knowledge you need to take the exam, because there is a state exam to become an ambassador. And after these 3 years plus 2, you know everything you need to become an ambassador. And then you also have a lot of other options, because this course is essentially political science. So every job you could get with a political science degree, you can get it with this degree too, which is awesome in my opinion. So after understanding the history of the college I study in, my specific law degree, it is important to know how exams are structured in this specific university, because it is actually different from the system adopted in Italy and I think most of Europe. So usually in other universities there is just one big exam in January, February, and then at the end of the year, and students study for it, and it gets crazy because usually there are like 1,000 pages of books to know, and the teacher can ask you anything in that. So it is very stressful to study all of it and know all of it. Meanwhile, in University of Bologna, and specifically in my course, there is a partial exam, which is not just one, but usually 4, meaning that the 1,000 pages book gets divided into 3 or 4 partials, and there are 4 exams to test the knowledge on each of them. So in January, you don't take a 1,000 pages book, but 250, which is still a lot to know, but it's not as much as 1,000 pages. And this has a lot of upsides and downsides. The main upside, as I said, is that you don't have the stress for the oral exam, which is huge, because many people leave university because exams are too stressful. Meanwhile, doing the partial way, it is easier for us, and you encourage people to study and not leave university. Then the other big thing is that it helps you with the studying process, meaning that you cannot do the typical college student and study everything the week before and a few days before, pulling all-nighters, but you have to keep studying because we have usually one partial each month for each subject. So one in September, October, November, December, and then the oral. So you can theoretically study the week before the partial, but being all of them so close to each other, you have to keep studying all the way. And the other big thing is that it forces you to go to classes and follow them, because if you don't go to classes, you cannot take partial exams. Partial exams are only for students that attended all the classes or most of the classes. Meanwhile, there are a few downsides, because the main one, in my opinion, is the lack of organization for professors for partials. Meaning that for oral exam, in the traditional way, there are laws and rules to follow on when and how many times a student can take that exam, because being something more traditional and so huge, exams have to be spaced out in time, while for partials, teacher can do whatever they want. Like one time we had 2 partials 2 days in a row, and that's a big problem. And the other big problem with the partial system is that for the final vote for the class, the course, and the exam, they take the average of the partials, meaning that if you're not so good, you cannot get lower than that. But if you're a good student, you organize yourself, but you didn't do too well in the partials, for example, in Italy, the voting system in university is out of 30. So if you get a 25, a 25, and a 25, even if at the final exam you do a wonderful job, you could get 26 or 27 if the teacher is very generous, but you cannot go higher than that, because the average of the partials can lift your grade up or it can take it down. So, as I said in the introduction, every video I want to give you something to think on or something to be applied in your everyday life. And I don't want this to be any different from the future videos. And even if this is an introduction and we didn't dive deep into the subjects, I still want to give you something that could be helpful, I don't know. And today I will extrapolate a sentence one of our teachers said during her classes and completely take that out of context, and it still makes a meaningful phrase. Today's thought is the following sentence: freedom is nothing without money. Completely out of context, but could be helpful to your everyday life. So if you enjoyed watching this, I'm sorry if I look a little goofy talking to the camera, but I'm still not used to it. And if you enjoyed, if you get to this point in the video, means you enjoyed it. And if you did actually, please leave a like, subscribe. I just started, so these little signs of appreciation means a lot to me. Thank you guys, see you in the next one.